Hello, second graders, and welcome back to math. It is time for chapter 15, lesson 6. We are on page 761 in our second math book, and the learning target is to identify shapes that show halves, thirds, and fourths. And to do that, let's talk about these. Halves, the circle is divided into halves, right? I could say half for you, half for me. Halves. They're equal halves. Good. For thirds, I have this square is divided into thirds. That's 1, 2, 3 equal shares. And here's our last one, fourths. And it talks about this rectangle being divided into fourths. 1, 2, 3, and 4 equal shares. This only works if we are cutting them into or dividing them into equal shares. If we're not, then they are not in halves or thirds or fourths if they are not all the same. Okay, so let's talk about some shapes that do that. And let's see. when we have equal shares, it says to do cards, but I want to just draw some pictures. I'm going to show you some things that have equal shares. So if I draw a circle and I cut that circle into two pieces, this side and this side. I have a chocolate chip cookie and I cut it like that, right down the middle. And I gave you this side and I kept this side for myself. Then we would both be happy because they're equal shares, right? If I have a shape like this with my circle and I said, okay, I'm going to cut it and I get this side and you get that side, would you be happy? No, you would not. You would say that's not fair because they are not equal. So we want to keep it in equal shares. So here's another shape that we can make equal shares. And I can draw my line right down the middle. Let's see, another shape. Oh, you might not think that you can do this with a triangle, but if I go right from the center straight down, then I have two equal shares on my triangle. Let's take a look for 3. If I draw a picture of a rectangle, and I am trying to be very careful to draw equal shares, this one and this one and this one, they are equal shares. Let's see. If I have 4, let's see. I'm going to draw back to that same big cookie, and I'm going to say, well, now 2 people can share this equally. How could I do this to make it so 4 equal shares? Well, that I just have to draw my line across the other way. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and each of those shares is the same. If I draw a square where all of my sides are the same and all of my angles are right angles, then I can go from the middle to the middle and from this middle to this middle, and now I have 4 equal shares. Now I know you might be saying, Mr. Garrett, it looks like that one might be a little bigger. Well, if I say they're from the middle to the middle, it's very, very, very close. All right. Now, another way I can do equal shares is if I have that same square and I didn't want to go straight across, then I can go from this corner to this corner, and that would give me 2 halves. And if I go from this corner to the other corner, then it would cut that half in half, which gives me 4 equal shares. All right, now here's some examples of unequal shares. I did that one earlier. I say, oh, there we go. That is not an equal share. What if I did this and I said, now I have this square and let's cut it into 4 pieces? Well, now this person gets the biggest section, this one gets the smallest, and these two get the medium-sized pieces. Or what if I took my triangle that I was talking about earlier, and instead of going straight down, I said, well, let's do that. That is not an equal share, and that wouldn't be fair. So let's turn to page 762, and let's look at this. The rectangle has 2 equal shares, or halves. This rectangle has 3 equal shares, or thirds, and this rectangle has 4 equal shares, or fourths, right? Now let's go to this. Circle the shape that shows halves. Halves, remember, is 2. So let's see, this one has 1, 2. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the only one that has 2 is this side. Is one of these showing halves, 2 sides? Let's see, this one has 1, 2, 3. This one, oh, here it is, 1, 2. So this has halves. Now we need to find the thirds. Thirds, remember, are in 3 sections. I have 1, 2. That's not thirds. I have 1, 2, 3. They are all the same size. This is my section that shows thirds. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3. That one has 3 sections, and they're all the same. Let's see over here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not thirds. Now let's look for fourths. I have this section. There's 1, 2. That's only 2. Fourths needs 4. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Circling that one that has fourths. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are all the same. That one has fourths. But let's look at this. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. But wait a minute. Are they all the same? No, this one looks very small compared to this one that looks very big. That's not fourths. It's 4 sections, but they are not equal, so I'm not going to circle it. Let's go to the next page. We are on 763, and it says, which shapes show halves? Again, we're looking for 2 that are equal. 2 in one shape, 2 sections that are equal. 1, 2, those look equal. This one, 1, 2, exactly equal. This one, 1, 2, 3, not halves. This one, 1, 2, but this is a tiny section and this is a large section, not equal. It's not halves. Let's see. Thirds, 1, 2, 3. It's got an extra one. That's not thirds. 1, 2, 3, and they all look the same. This shows thirds. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it has 3 sections, but wait a minute. These 2 are small and this one is big. So it is not equal. They're not showing thirds. And 1, 2, 3. It does show thirds. 3 equal sections. Now the next one. What shape or which shapes show fourths? Well, the first one has 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. But small and big and medium, no, that does not show fourths. Let's see. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of the sections are the same. This one shows fourths. Let's see about this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 sections. They all look the same. That one shows fourths. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 sections, and they all show that they are about the same size. That's it. They are showing fourths. All right, this one, number 10, says color a third of the shape. They've already divided it into 3 sections, so I'm just going to pick one of those sections and color it in. There's a next one, color half of the shape. It's already cut into 2 sections, so I'm going to color in 1/2. And color a fourth of the shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's also called quarters. That's what we've been working on with our with the daily math that we do. And let's see, I'll color in 1/4. And there you go. 1/4, 1/4 of that shape. Newton, number 13, says, you be the teacher. He says that this shape shows fourths. Now, fourths, remember, 4 sections, and they are all the same. Is he correct? Well, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, but this section looks very tiny, and then it gets a little bit bigger here, and then that one, but this one's very big. I don't think this shows fourths. I'm going to say no. And why? The 4, you can write it like this, or you can say the 4, right? The 4 sections are not equal. If it's not all equal, then it's not fourths. All right, let's take a look at the back. On page 764, it says, you want to play 3 games in the pool. Each game needs an equal share of the pool. Show how you could divide the pool. Now, I need 3 spots for 3 different games. I do not want to I don't want to divide it into fourths, because that would give me 1 section that doesn't get used. And I don't want to divide it into halves, because that would only let 2 people play. Let's see how we can do thirds. I can do 1 section here and 1 section here with a section in the middle. That would do it. I now have 3 different sections. All right, 2 friends are making crafts. Each friend wants an equal share of the table. Show how the friends could divide the table. So I have this table. It is a shape. That shape is a square. How can I divide that so 2 friends each get a share? Well, I just go from one side to the other. And one friend gets this side, and the other friend gets this side. That's fair. You and 3 friends want to share this piece of watermelon. Show how to cut the piece of watermelon so you and your friends each get an equal share. Let's see. You and 3 friends. So I'm going to do this. You and 1, 2, 3 friends. So how many people are there altogether? 4. I need to do 4 pieces on a circle. I need to go down and across. Each person is going to get an equal share. How did you know how many equal shares to cut? Well, you drew a picture of who was going to get a piece. All right, do the next 2 pages in your book. Bring any questions to your teacher, and I hope you have a fantastic day.